So they'll be calling you a radical. So the heart and soul of this team, as far as returner, has entered the transfer portal, Jack Kelly. And anybody knows I went to practice every day this year, and I says, the player to watch, the newbie, will be Jack Kelly. We knew what Winston Reed, Maxwell Anderson, these guys will be. So I guess this guy wants to get in a wreck with me. Truck versus human. Huskers. And fuck. At least you didn't say Ohio. Or Notre Dame Prep. So, Jack Kelly has entered the transfer portal. Now, I got to watch him all spring, all early practice, fall for the, and you know, as I said over and over and over, this is the key new player to watch, will be Jack Kelly. Jack Kelly's a world champion BMX rider. I used to visit with his dad at practice. He, world champion BMX. That's him. He's only been playing football for a couple years. So he's out. So, giant blow to this pro. Oh, fuck, gigantic. But the other one, Collins, 2's the number here this year, right? Well, he tore his knee. He's out. So, the other players to watch, as far as returning players, of course, Banks. He tore his knee. Bankston's something else, man. I mean, he could be the best running back I ever saw here, besides Trevon Smith and Josh Davis. I mean, he might pass them. He's that good. He really is that good. You go back to that game at Northern Iowa, I think he had a $169. So, has he entered the transfer? Not that I've seen yet. Has Abraham Williams entered the transfer portal? Not that I've seen yet. But that doesn't mean I don't know. Jack Kelly just announced giant blow to this program. Giant blow. Now, where do I think he's headed? There's one of the players right there. Where do I think he's headed? Those 3 letters that we despise around here? Oh, yeah. BYU. Do you ever think you'd be rooting for BYU? Well, we love Jay Hill. Do I think Jay Hill will become the head coach at BYU in the next near future? Yes, I think he almost has to. I mean, they can't continue to lose. I mean, and Jay Hill, well, the proof's in the pudding. It doesn't matter about your opinion on him. What he did here is legend. Turn around this corrupt, and then what Mickey Mantle did here is infamous. You know, this team was preseason top 10. Loaded to the gills with athletes like, I really believe it was the most talented team besides the 2017 team. Which, you know, that was Rashid Shaheed, Jonah Williams, Adam Rodriguez. I mean, I just go, Mr. Opeta. I mean, I go on and on and on. So this team was so loaded. Just look at the All-Americans. You know, on a team. Yeah, we had a winning record. You didn't have a fucking winning record. What are you going to count? The D cool school you had, like, you know, northeast, southwest Louisiana. The only kick return that was run blocked by Abraham Williams was that game. Fuck, he was on the sidelines. This coach is pitiful, and these coaches are grandstanding. Yay, look at us, look at us, look at us. Wait, we had a winning record. Fuck, this is the most disappointing season in the history of this school. Seriously. The talent that was on this team, they fucking should be still playing. It's fucking heartbreaking. So, Jack Kelly's all that. Do not kid yourself. That's one incredible athlete. And you, anybody that's following along with me, knows I was calling it out before the season started. People were walking up to me like we were at Bonneville High at the practice. You know, we were hoping to see the Atagi brothers player from there. You know, these locals get player, Hayes Hadley. Well, Mickey Mantle spit right in our face. He didn't play any of them. He hates this freaking locals. You know, he's the worst coach in the history of this school. Well, that would take a lot, but he's approaching it. He's right there with Jody Sears. Jody Sears won 1 home game in 2 years. And wouldn't play, you know, his great players. So, Jack Kelly's all that. Will he end up at BYU? My guess. What about Collins? Oh, he's all that. Do not kid yourself. I got him sign a bunch of stuff right before it. BYU, my guess. Yeah, why wouldn't you? You know, I will quote Sharp. Sharp had 3 touchdowns, and they're all giddy about running up the score against the worst offense in the Diablo Canyon Bowl at Cal Poly. There was what, 3 minutes to go in that game? That game's over. They're up by 20-something points, and they're throwing bombs and padding their stats. That shit's taboo. That's ask fucking Whittingham when he did it to Arizona State, what Arizona stuck it back in. They don't forget that shit. Players and coaches have long memories. So Jack Kelly leaving is a major, major blow to this school, to this program. I mean, a major blow. He is all that. Now, Winston Reed, I honestly believe Winston Reed will be a superstar in the NFL. I really believe I know he is. He saved his best game for last, 17, something I will never forget the rest of my life. His mother died of cancer recently. He had his liaison. I says, that lay I gave you was better than that one, because I gave him the folded paper cranes. It was folded in Weaver State Library. Folding. He didn't know about that book. He knows about that book now. Folding 1,000 paper cranes. I says, the one I gave you, yeah, I still have it. His family members got down in the stand. My camera was dead by then. There was this orange luminescence over the stadium. I'll never forget this the rest of my life. It almost made me cry. I never seen such a beautiful sky. And I mean, that's saying a lot right here. It was all orange and beautiful in there. It was like incredible. And they did their ceremonial dance. It was so loud. It just boom. You could hear. My buddy said he was over at Smith's Food King across the street, and he says he could hear him. It was incredible. Will he play in the NFL? No doubt in my mind. He'll go to the combine. So will Maxwell Anderson. This team was so fucking loaded. So the ones to keep your eyes on now. So Collins has hit the transfer portal. So has Jack Kelly. So those are the 2 best returning players on the team. Now the best returning player on this team is Abraham Williams and Bankston. Those are the 4. 2 are gone. Now I haven't heard anything on Abraham yet, but he's not a 4-3 guy. He's a 4-2 guy. Now we'll quote Weiser, and Weiser knows he played. Everybody's saying he's as fast as Rashid. Weiser says, I think he's faster. I call him Rashid with muscles. As you know, I called Rashid lightning because I call Abraham. Abraham Williams is going to be one great DB, and he's going to end up being a DB, I think, in the NFL. And, he's just, speed, man. He's something else, man. So will he stay? I don't know. Banks, that's a biggie right there. Will he stay? I don't know. As I said, this whole nightmare, the way it turned out, this team, I really believed, was a chance for a national championship team. They had all the same returning coaches, except for Mental. And, he's new, and he gets the head coach job. Well, it's like the old school business when we were number 1. Rip it to shreds, bring somebody in from Ohio. I mean, I don't understand it. I will never understand it, what the thinking is here. Why? Guys, you know how much money what Jay Hill did here, so you destroy it? I knew they would leave. As I said, don't want to live like a Fukushima March 2011 refugee. Don't want to live like an April 1986 Chernobyl refugee. Don't want to live like a September, October Gaza refugee. They will leave this program like refugees on the Egyptian border. It's already happening. Jack Kelly, wow. I didn't think he'd go. I thought Collins would go. I talked to Collins about it. I wasn't sure, but, come on. Jay Hill's the DB guy. Andre Dyson's one great freaking DB coach, by the way, here. He's a local, played in the NFL DB. Jay Hill's a DB guy. I mean, the great DB that he was when he played at the U, and, he's a great coach. And any player that doesn't take a chance to play for Jay Hill when they get the opportunity is a fool. Ask Rashid Shaheed. Only person in the country that gave him a scholarship. Ask freaking Jonah Williams. Ask Opeta. Ask these guys that are all in the NFL just tearing it up. Ask Adam Rodriguez. They're ripping it up. Jay Hill's the only one that's even offered him shit. You get a chance to play for Jay Hill, you'd have to be crazy to say no. Will he be the head coach at BYU? God, am I going to have to root for BYU? I guess. Of course, I was friends with Jim McMahon when I was a kid. I sure rooted for him then. And I sure loved freaking Lavelle Edwards, the greatest freaking football coach in the history of football. You could talk. Even Walsh says, what are you talking? I invented the West Coast. I learned it from him. What do you have, 8 head coaches in the NFL at the same time? Including Andy Reid. I mean, they go at the same time, head coaches off that BYU. I mean, and if you don't know about the 1980 BYU team, look it up. Remember when I first met Jim McMahon in the park over there, where kids over there drinking beer and he was punting. I'm like, holy fuck. How old is this guy? He's 16? So, you know, DBU, well, it'll be interesting to see if these coaches will too. So Jack Kelly's out. Collins is out to the transfer portal. Now we'll see on Bankston. Bankston is all that. What a great, great player. You know, toward that. He'll be back. Strong. Where? I don't know. If he'll come back here or not, I don't know. Abraham Williams, I don't know. You know, of course, Wilson, that great Farmington. I mean, what a great lineman, defensive lineman he is. You know, Thompson. You know, Matt Herron. I mean, they got a bunch of good, really good young players, but the best of the best, two of the four best returning players, you know, they can emerge. We'll see what happens, are out. And what do I think of this program? I think it's over. You know, you won't see me at the games. Well, I might go just to watch the players, but it'll be a whole different rhetoric with me, because I'm pissed. Why would you take this and shred it? You know, I've been here since 1963. That's all. I'm disgusted with what they did. And they're out, these coaches are out grandstanding, freaking look at me, fucking, oh, fuck. You run up the score on a fucking the worst defense in the country, Cal Poly, which disgusted me that they did that. You know, and I like Richie, don't get me wrong. He's a great young quarterback, but that wasn't the problem here. The personnel choices that were made mid-season, this thing should have been figured out before the season started. I'm not trying to fucking tool it as the season goes on. This is a team that had, I think it's the most talented team in the history of the school besides 2017. I really do. And they really went 5-5. Fucking won one home game. Well, the D2 school, I mean, if you count that, I mean, fuck, go ahead. Whatever. So, I want to also say this. 60 years ago today, JFK blown away. What else do I have to fucking say? I'll do 2 videos.
So yesterday, it made sense.
Jack Kelly's out.
I wasn't, when I wasn't driving. But
I said they'll hit the transfer portal like freaking refugees out of Fukushima in March of 2011. Stand